Let's just begin by having a quick overview of DeFi. A lot of experts in the room, but as most of you will know, DeFi refers to a new kind of financial application that enables digital peer-to-peer transactions without involving banks or other financial organizations. So that potentially eliminates the time, the costs, and the barriers to entry related to dealing with those third-party intermediaries. So in doing so, DeFi aims to offer financial services to pretty much everybody with a smartphone and an internet connection. It really is as simple as that. No discrimination, low fees, user-friendly, and open source. Therefore, DeFi has the potential to revolutionize asset trading across the globe, offering traders new markets and new opportunities. So, what are the challenges? What are we here to discuss today? So what are the challenges that DeFi need to overcome? Well, with DeFi still being very much in its infancy, there are inevitable challenges that need to be overcome before it is able to get more widespread adoption. The persistent challenges that are being faced by DeFi are well documented by analysts, and the recent collapse of the Terra ecosystem reinforced some of those major challenges it faces. So from an analyst's point of view, let's take a quick look at three key challenges DeFi must look to overcome moving forwards. So number one is improved usability. Up to now, the promise of an uncensored access to a global decentralized financial system has largely been hampered by 1. Complicated interface, 2. Confusing multi-step staking processes, and 3. A lack of clarity surrounding the yields on various tokens. Adding to the confusion, an ever-growing list of blockchain networks with their own DeFi ecosystems can seem daunting to newcomers, especially those with no previous experience of using a software wallet. So ultimately, a better system of educating the public about DeFi in a trusted system, or a trusted setting, should I say, is something that is needed to really help the mass adoption process. Otherwise, you face the same problems that we have with our current financial situation or financial system, where only a small proportion of the population actually reaps the benefits. So number 2, security needs to become priority number 1. The DeFi sector is often referred to as the Wild West because the ecosystem is largely unregulated and therefore prone to hacks. We know the recent example of that of the wormhole token bridge hack back in February, which resulted in a loss of about $325 million worth of stolen crypto. So for more people to feel safe exploring the expanding DeFi ecosystem, and to keep governments off the back of the industry, a greater level of security and protection from malicious actors and protocol exploits will be required. 3, and finally, self-regulate or be regulated. Simple as that. The third factor that the analysts have come up time and time again in terms of top of the list is a need for greater regulatory clarity. Whilst those crypto investors who value its unregulated nature may object, in reality, the majority of the general public who are not yet involved with cryptocurrencies and DeFi are likely to remain wary until governments give the asset class a stamp of approval. So, thanks to the recent Terra ecosystem collapse, regulation could be one of the first challenges that DeFi needs to resolve. What those regulations eventually look like is unknown at the moment, but it will help to establish a starting point that could help the DeFi sector evolve and mature. So, in terms of what I think the potential solutions DeFi could provide in an economic crisis, I think there are multiple and various, but given the time I've got today, I just really want to focus on 2 which I think probably offer the greatest impact potential. First one is banking the unbanked. Due to the stringent rules placed by traditional financial institutions, many across the globe find it challenging to actually get access to a bank account in the first place. In fact, the World Bank estimate around 1.7 billion adults across the globe are currently unbanked. So DeFi represents the evolution of financial systems with the potential to disrupt the way billions of people interact with money, irrespective of the access they have to the present financial system. DeFi has the capability of unlocking the financial potential of over 1.7 billion people globally, with currently no access to simple banking services, and many billions more who find it hard to access the more sophisticated financial services and the potential those services bring for financial growth. As such, DeFi has the capability to elevate worldwide prosperity and wealth and slowly eradicate financial inequality. The second one is interoperability. Interoperability is the unavoidable structural problems in traditional finance in which various obstacles, prevent different platforms and systems connecting with each other. This leads to what we call transactional friction, increasing time and costs. With DeFi, you have a wallet, as has been discussed before. You go to an exchange, you connect your wallet, and you're ready to go. Indeed, this is the key feature of the so-called Web3 experience. With Web3, there's no username or password. You connect your wallet, you're ready to go. You're ready to buy, you're ready to receive funds, you're operational.
I think the key consolidators for me would be solid homegrown projects riding on the back of compliance and due diligence. It remains a massive understatement when we continue to imply that decentralized finance is leapfrogging the traditional banking systems as we know it. I do think that decentralized finance will also things and disrupt the current financial order of things. Africa is a young population with six African countries in the top emerging economies. This implies that we are introducing the power and possibilities of decentralized finance to 1.2 billion people that currently live in the continent. It's an open secret when I say that we are currently experiencing a banking crisis. And I think the same can be said for, a lot of African countries, which is attributing to the hyperinflation that we currently experience. Decentralized finance is easing the way we carry out transactions across the border. And I think in the long term, it's going to, dictate the way we do business. Decentralized finance is speaking to problems around access to real estate, access to finance, access to loan, data management. And there are a lot of other projects that can be built from the disruption that is decentralized finance.